What's going on, everybody?
Welcome back. Welcome back. Think You Game Podcast.
Number 54.
54.
We up and running.
Yes, sir.
Running and gunning.
Woo.
So, we seen some hot topics fly across the screen. And the first topic, it was in Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. A student fighting a teacher over some crazy stuff over a cell phone.
Over cell phone. I think everybody can relate to being a student.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody.
But I don't know about in the 90s, though.
Yeah,
Because, I remember some of my teachers, like, shout out to Mr. Burgess. I ain't running up on Mr. Burgess.
Yeah, it's just something
I wouldn't even go run up on Mr. Richardson, even though we used to mock him and imitate him and stuff.
See,
I wasn't running up on Mr.
joking
Richardson.
It's totally different than trying to put your hands on somebody.
Yeah. Coach
Stepping
Monday.
in the man place.
You not running up on Coach Monday?
You're not doing it. You may be an athlete. You may think you have some size.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Won a couple fights.
Boy, I think Mr. Henderson, you're not even going to run up on Mr. Henderson in junior high school? Man, no.
For sure, no.
Mr. Dean, you ain't running up on Mr. Dean?
It's a no-go.
And then we think about the discipline, right?
Yeah.
If my mom would have saw me on camera doing that to a teacher, she literally would have been running down the aisle like the Ultimate Warrior in WrestleMania. And then would have whooped my butt like the Terminator. I would have seen a red light in the eye. Sizing me up like, I'm going to hit you right here, I'm going to hit you right here, and I'm going to hit you right here. 30% critical, I'm going to tear you down. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, a lot of us got grandmas, cousins, you know what I mean? Especially, being African-American and having African-American teachers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to hit one of them.
But because there's a point, right?
Yeah.
It's some lines you just don't cross.
Yeah.
Kid, adult, whichever one. And she just kept pushing the teacher, provoking, you know what I'm saying? She tried to walk away, right? And, it's just crazy, man. Like,
and as adults, you know what I mean? Like, as a person, you want to stand your ground and things like that, and it's a kid.
Yeah.
Even when I went to school, we went to school in the 90s, you know what I mean? Even some of the gang member kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fighting every day, they had respect for teachers, and they didn't put their hands on them.
Yeah, the only time the teacher would probably be something crazy, they tried to break up a fight or something, but they got in the middle of it.
Yeah, and it was
and some of them was like, you know what, I ain't getting in the middle of that. They just two gladiators fighting, man. They can have
exactly.
it.
You know what I mean? And those are accidental. And then it's like, well, what if that was your child? You know what I mean? Well, my mom would have took care of business. My dad would have taken aunties, uncles, grandpas would have.
Can you imagine what Cleveland would have done to you, man?
No. Man. You know what I mean? And then, like I say, our dad taught us how to fight. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. So if he just like you doing that to a teacher.
And situations where we maybe had a size disadvantage, teaching us all, techniques like that. But, we never crossed that line. We would never. And I teach my son that.
Yeah.
I always, tell my son, you know what I mean? I tell anybody's kid this, protect your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And your manhood or, yourself. You know what I mean? If a teacher's trying to abuse you, hit you, choke you, or anything like that, or tell you to do something you're uncomfortable with.
Yeah, that's different.
A child has the right to defend themselves. But if there's a cell phone or something like that, I wouldn't have my child's back off of foolishness.
Boy, and that's what people think you're supposed to have their back regardless.
No, we don't support that. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna have your backside. I'm gonna have your backside.
And I'm not teaching that. You know what I mean? And it's not like this happened one day. You know what I mean? This is a culture thing.
Yeah.
This is a culture of disrespect.
Boy.
Yeah, that
didn't happen overnight. She just didn't wake up one day and say, I'm gonna fight my teacher today.
Yeah, I mean, if your kids do these things, you know
what
I mean? If your kids don't. So if they call me and told me my son did something like that, I know something really, really bad happened.
Do you think that most parents even know what their kids are doing?
I say no. Your kid has got a personality outside of you, and when they're with their peers.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you got to know hard lines they won't cross. You know what I mean? Because
most
my
times
kid won't rob a bank. You know what I
Did
mean?
what you think to, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, you know, they won't rob a bank. Like, you got to have some kind of hard limits. You know what I mean?
But do some parents talk to their kids about the limit, or they just assume their kids won't do that, though? I think that's the thing,
my
right?
child don't curse. You know what I mean?
Boy, he Richard Pryor when he go to school on the school bus. He Richard Pryor.
You know.
I know I used to cuss. Like,
You know, I say, you know, you never put your hands on an adult unless they're trying to, you know, abuse you. You know, and
especially men on older men, definitely don't want to do that because they get that old man strength. They just grab you, man.
You know,
they grip.
But if somebody's in the bathroom trying to, you know, trap you or trying to,
that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother scenario. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, that's the only exceptions that we're using.
Yeah.
Don't be blindly obedient to every adult. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's still stranger danger, but that's a teacher.
Right.
The confines, it's checks and balances in place to protect students from being assaulted.
For sure.
By teachers, being, you know, abused in any way.
Right.
If a teacher verbally abuses you, don't try to hit them.
Don't provoke them. Don't get in their face and provoke them in an adult face like that.
Yeah,
Just don't
I mean,
do
if they're wrong, that's going to be proven later.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even if it's my child, you know, the teacher's talking crazy, you calling you out your name.
Right.
We can report there to the principal. You tell me, and I'll take care of that.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? If the teacher's making fun of you every day, calling you out of your name, we can take care of that as an adult. As adults, you know what I mean? You don't have to, you know, kids don't have to. Taking your cell phone, taking your computer, they're not going to steal it.
Right.
You know what I mean? We can get that back.
Get it back for sure. So another hot topic. This is actually pretty crazy. Technology, man, changed the game. I'm pretty sure they was doing this probably back in the day. The Boston Marathon.
Yeah.
A Boston Marathon runner was allegedly caught taking a poop in a stranger's yard via a doorbell cam during a 26.2 mile long race, according to the New York Post.
Yeah, I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And running is different.
And you would think you would take care of that before you leave the house.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, when you're a runner, you know what I mean. You try to stay. You try to stay hydrated, and sometimes Gatorade don't mix with Powerade when it's in your stomach.
And my stomach ache.
You know what I mean? Exactly. You know what I mean?
Can you?
I think they're supposed to have porta potties in there, but
he probably was past the porta potty.
Exactly.
Though, yeah.
It's a next.
He probably passed. Like, I can hold it a little bit longer. I think I can make it to the next one. And he's like, you know what? I ain't gonna make it to the next
one step away. You know what I mean? And those.
Can you imagine being in the house?
You can't.
And your doorbell, it said ding dong on your phone. You see this dude pooping on your grass. He probably didn't even clean it up. He probably just pooped and kept running.
He had to. You know, with those little shorts, you just slide them to the side. You know, take
no tissue, man.
I mean,
God.
If you did that on yourself, and those little shorts, you can't hide it. I mean, it would be running down in your socks.
Man.
It's just a messed up situation for the homeowner and the runner.
And he got it on camera, so he can't say he didn't do it. Back then, you can say, I didn't do that, then it's your word against theirs, but he got you on ring camera, bro. You can't say a lie.
You know, who's more embarrassed? Who's the victim here? The person, you know what I mean? If I understand, I've had to take care of business in some strange places.
Boy.
Because it says next bathroom 2 miles.
Boy.
You know, imagine when you're on foot.
Man.
You know, so.
Next porta potty. Then it's hot. Then no porta potty gonna be hot. He probably has some nice grass. He's like, man, let me go over here. He got a nice grass. He won't be able to tell, man.
He should be paying.
He needs some fertilizer anyway, man.
Exactly. He should be paying him for that fertilizer he just donated.
Yeah. So the next one I seen is Dominion. It was like a Dominion voting company or something like that. They sued Fox News for defamation lawsuit.
You gotta watch what you say, even.
Now, I don't know if they had the money, but they had the money to wait. I think it was like a couple years before it even got to pretrial.
What?
Bro, I read the article, bro. This is according to the New York Post. Bro, they got the pretrial, read off the facts or whatever. They settled before they even went. They settled during the pretrial something. They're like, nah, let's go ahead and settle now.
Let's go get paid.
They settled for $787.5 million for a defamation. They were suing for 1.6. They got 700. And they say everybody's got to shoot high.
Golly.
787 million.
That's what you say. It can cost you. You know what I
Boy.
mean? But I think that's something companies do.
Oh, yeah.
They'll drag out litigation.
Oh yeah. To see if you can go to race, if you can go to full race.
You know what I mean?
Boy, it's worth it, boy. I don't know how much. I know they didn't pay that much in lawyer fees, bro.
Not
Boy.
You know, a lot to me. You know
What
I mean?
kind of lawyers they have? If I was their lawyer, I would be having all kind of ads and marketing. Man, I got my client 700. Man, this was
Man, for
straight
what?
bulldogs, man, to
What?
get that much money out of Fox, man. Man, that's crazy, bro. Man. Then another one. This is I think this most people probably can relate to this. It said it was a CEO, Miller Knoll Furniture. She threatened to fire workers for speaking about the CEO. She had a rant that she did, and the coworkers spoke out about it online. She threatened to fire him, and then they changed her lawyers and stuff. The company lawyers changed the statement, but she said that they're not getting their bonuses. You know how that go.
Wow.
And she did a rant about it. It's like, focus on what's important. Let's get the money for the company. You know what I'm saying? And everybody start getting mad and complaining. The employee said, I guess it was anonymous. They didn't want to get fired, but they said they pulled them in a room and told them, you're not getting your bonus. And if you talk about this publicly, you can get fired. You can get terminated. If you leak it out. They said they didn't do that. They said that that's not true. They didn't do that. And they said also the CEO issued an apology. Come on, man. It's typed up by the lawyer, man.
What?
They're right. And one thing I want to say is, like, do CEOs, they be power flexing, man. That's kind of like what CEOs do, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll tell you, like, the economy down. This is the perfect time, too, right? They talking about inflation, the economy down. Unless you really see the books, you don't really even know.
Nope.
Unless somebody work in finance, and that's another thing.
And
The
you can't
word
beat
spread
that,
real fast around the company.
Mm-hmm.
Working in IT, man. Oh, man. You hear stuff so much, man. You just working on somebody's computer, and you hearing them talking about that. Like, man, so-and-so said we ain't getting the bonus, but the CEO had like a $2 million payout, man.
What?
But we can't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Real fast.
And you be busy all the time. They said,
Boy.
the market's down. It's like we busy all the time. You know what
Boy.
I mean?
It don't seem like it.
Yeah, it's like I took in, $10,000 yesterday.
Boy.
So.
Yeah. But, yeah, she was going off in that little video I seen. Yeah, she was freaking out, man. But that stuff all blow over. Over time, all that stuff blow over, man.
Yeah.
So our next segment is you got to be careful about the events you attend in life because you never know when they come back up. Like I said, Hulu, they're talking about releasing that documentary on the Freaknik in Atlanta.
Man.
The crazy part is some people going to see their family members like, man, that's my auntie, man. Man.
That's my daddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's council member
Oh, man.
Donald James. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
And the video quality not going to be that good, though. And like it's going to be 1080p. I mean, this is like VHS quality, man. Like them big old VHS cameras. You got a whole, like you got to.
Ghetto blaster boom boxes.
Boy.
You know what I mean? But like they said, a picture's worth 1,000 words. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
some of those digital pictures last forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But think about Freaknik, you know what I mean? What about Girls Gone Wild and all those things like
Yeah.
that? You know what I mean? Those VHS tapes are out there.
They
and
probably still make those commercials, probably.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
they signed waivers to release
Man, that's crazy.
their likenesses to
Yeah.
be on that.
Boy.
You know what I mean? Some of these women can be doctors, lawyers, right about now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For real.
CEOs.
That's true.
Something they did when they were 19, 20,
Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
Can kind
I know that was before our time. I think I was in junior high, probably at the height of that.
Yeah.
I think we was in junior high, like what, 97, 98? I think that was the height of it. But I remember people from Little Rock going down there, though. I remember that because they used to come back with them little swap meet T-shirts, Freaknik 98 and stuff like that.
Yep.
You remember, did you hang out with Joseph Dale? You remember we was at Dunbar? He was from Atlanta. He used to tell us about that, too. His name was Joseph Dale. He's hanging around with Terrence and us, man. Shout out to Joseph Dale, man. He was from Atlanta, though. He came there. We was like in 8th grade, I think.
Yeah,
he came there. We had him in Spanish class and stuff.
Yeah, but what about like events like around here?
Yeah, some of the stuff we went to.
That can
Boy,
be
they had
considered.
cameras on us. Boy. End of the World Greek Show. We went there, boy, so many years in a row. Boy, But it wasn't like Freaknik though. And it was only that one strip by the skating rink everybody used to go to at night. But yeah, they would have had the camera there. It probably would have been crazy, but it wasn't like Freaknik. I'm pretty sure it wasn't like Freaknik though.
No.
Pine Bluff Homecoming. Just go down there to that.
Yeah,
to them fraternity parties and stuff.
Some marriages would be dissolved. You know what
You
I mean?
think so?
Yeah, I'm just going down. I'm going back to Pine Bluff just for the homecoming.
Going to Pine Bluff Mall. It closed at 9. You still down there.
Boy, we were shopping late.
Oh, boy, it was a bunch of traffic. Somebody had a crazy wreck. It was standstill traffic, man. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Boy, if they'd had the camera. I mean, Wet Fest. Did you ever go there in high school?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I did. I skipped a lot in 12th grade. Kids, don't skip school, but don't do that.
Only bad things happen.
Yeah. Because when you go there, you have to be ready to take off at any time. You can't really just get comfortable because the police come. They'll trap everybody in. They get everybody a ticket. So you got to be ready to move. I remember one time, me and my homeboy went, and we ended up having to go through the heights, man, because the police was cutting everything off. So we eased it through the heights. It got lost. So I didn't know. It was like my second time riding through there. I didn't know where I was. I think we ended up in Kamak Village. You know, they got the police. They got their own police, too.
And that was before GPS.
Boy, for real. You just had to kind of understand the streets, where they lead to, you know what I'm saying? We ended up getting out of there, though, man. But, yeah, I remember the Wet Fest days, though.
What park was it?
I think it was Murray Park, over there by the big damn bridge now. Yeah. Yeah, they changed that whole park around. They even got a dog park over there now. Yeah. You know the places we used to go to like that? I can't even think the other places we used to go to like that. I know End of the World. They don't even do that no more, do they? They stopped doing it now.
Nah.
Yeah, I think COVID killed that probably. I don't think they do Pine Bluff Homecoming because half of Pine Bluff probably closed down now.
Nah, they still do it.
But it ain't like it used to be, though.
Yeah.
Them frat parties and stuff. And then, I think I got that on the Wet Fest in high school. Yep. So, moving to our next segment is points to reach in life. I think this is for, think about our youth, man, and trying to get them to understand, it's certain things, to get them to realize. I know you're talking about that when we had Shaheem on here, get them to realize certain stuff. Another thing is realize about peer pressure. Learning how to think for yourself in spite of what your peers think and not get caught in that herd mentality.
Yeah.
And go ahead, you want to say something?
No. I'm just, herd mentality. Think about what you want, a passion, how to get it.
Right.
It's positive things that kind of fad in too. You know what I mean? Maybe learning a new language or cryptocurrency or, everybody wants to be their own boss. Like, hey, let me make T-shirts or let me do this. If that, sometimes stuff is trendy, you know what I mean? It's not for you, you know what I mean? Running with the herd. No knock to anybody who's, doing their own thing, making their way, you know what I mean? But that's your way. There's not mine or there's not, to be followed, you know what I mean?
And then you think about, when we was in school, right? Most of the time it was, different herd. You either was the streets, the gang herd, let's say the hustlers herd. Then you had, the athletes. You think about, people that's academic nerds. You had dudes that was the players, you know what I'm saying, thinking they players and stuff like that.
You got the church boys. They
had church boys?
They play instruments in the church and whatever, they in the choir.
Yeah. And sometimes you fall in one of those herds. Sometimes you may fall in the two. Sometimes you may be a hustler and you may be a player at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may be a gang member and a hustler, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes you may be a church boy and a player, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, you just never know. But to not get caught up in it, you got to be mentally at a different place to be able to have that understanding and realization that you don't even have to get in either one of those. You can just kind of be by yourself if you need to.
Yeah, but
in order to not get caught up in it, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, just to protect yourself. But people are social.
Right.
They want to, be around like-minded people.
Yeah.
If I ask the question, if you could go to a concert, would you rather be at the concert by yourself with your favorite artist, or whether you want to be at a concert with a lot of like-minded people, really having a good time, jamming, singing along, dancing?
You remember that
which
thing?
one would be more fun to you?
You remember that people say, would you rather get $3 million or something or go out to dinner with Jay-Z or something like that?
Yeah.
And people say they'll go out to dinner with Jay-Z. And it's like, man, the way Jay-Z talk, he's so subliminal. You probably wouldn't even understand probably half of what he's saying.
Yeah.
Just give me the 3 mil, man.
People being too I don't know, extra. People being extra, you know what I mean? Well, it's to teach a man to fish or give him fish, right?
Yeah.
So I can give you $3 million or I can teach you how to get $3 million. But Jay-Z didn't. He said he was going to have dinner with
He don't seem like a teacher type of person to me, you know what I'm saying?
You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure he can.
Yeah.
But
some people,
he didn't
it's
say,
not their thing, though. Yeah.
Exactly. He didn't say, I'm going to teach you how to make millions or billions. Right. They said he was going to have dinner with you.
Boy. Then he talking subliminal, man. He probably telling you stuff, but if you don't understand the code, you got to be able to decode what he's saying to you. Do you really got the mental to do that? You know what I'm saying? Then also,
evidently not. You turned out $3 million.
Right. And then peer pressure, right? Like, you get to the point where it matters so much to you about what your peers think, you start doing crazy stuff like, let's say, rob a bank. They were arguing about robbing a bank or something like that. Come on, man, come rob this bank with us. Nah, man, we don't want to rob a bank, man. You weak, man. You right. I'm weak. You know what I'm saying? But some people can't get past it because they feel like if they don't do that, they lose the respect of their peers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but, you know, respect and admiration is something most people, like 90%, want. You know what I mean? They want to be acknowledged. You know, a lot of people get degrees for acknowledgement. If you're a good singer and you don't sell 1 million records, you don't feel like you're good. You want acknowledgement and awards, adoration from your peers.
But in the streets, though, how many dudes we know that are in the ground because of respect?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm pretty much disabled because of respect.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? In jail.
Somebody else,
yeah, in jail because of respect. You know what I'm saying? And I guess you gotta understand, like, what are you really trying to get with respect? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes if you don't know how to let stuff go because of respect, you can land yourself 15 years. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I've been there a couple of times. You know what I mean? Like having a decision to make.
Yeah.
You know, about respect. And,
walking away or handling that. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and they say the hardest thing is usually the right, but both things are hard.
That's true.
It's hard to walk away, and then it's hard to get away with murder, and it's hard to murder.
I mean, is it hard? It's hard because you're trying to do you're dealing with the peer part. What makes it hard? That's what I guess we're trying. What can make it easy though? Because sometimes you don't realize that, and it's hard because you don't realize you can't just walk away. Like if you live in an apartment complex and all your homeboys there, and you walk away, then you come back outside. Them people don't want to deal with the ridicule. You know what I'm saying? You walked away. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. You know, then we're gonna walk away from ridicule every day, right? So that created a hostile living environment.
Exactly.
Environment in my life. That's hard.
And that's what some people don't realize.
Walking away is hard.
Yeah.
Living in a hostile environment is hard.
Right.
Probably fighting that person that you probably could have lose to is hard.
Yeah, because
winning the fight is hard too.
And the thing that can happen is if you win the fight, you might have to end up fighting dude for life, man. Some people that live like they're like I whooped this dude in 8th grade, man. If I see this dude right now at Kroger, man, probably with my kids, I probably got to fight dude again. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty crazy, but people don't understand that dynamic of living in the hood. It's just little silly stuff like that, man. You got to think about, man. You know what I'm saying?
You got to choose the easier hard, I guess.
Boy.
I mean, choose your hard.
Easier hard. And then the next
consequences of any action that you choose.
Then the next thing, once you get past, once you move out the house and get on your own, I always talk about this is stability. Like, what does stability look like for a 17 through 20-year-old? Like, what's the stability look like? A lot of times, do they even realize what stability is? You know what I'm saying? Because I think now a lot of kids now I don't think they really understand the value of money. Like, because they didn't understand, like, when we was in high school, gas was like, what, 99 cents? We was in high school, you know what I'm saying?
I put $3 in my tank.
Boy, it'll last you for a day probably, you know what I'm saying? Easy. $10, you have a tank almost a 3/4, you know what I'm saying? No problem.
Only thing you can do now is just fill up and pray. You know
dollar menu, man, that's gone. I don't think nobody has a dollar menu now.
I don't think anybody got anything that's $1 on the like.
It's like $1.50, almost $2, yeah. Even a cup of water may cost you $2, man.
So, you can't give homeless people $1 right now because they can get anything with that. But stability when you're 17 to 20, your stability is based unless you know you don't have parents in your life,
Yeah.
one of your feet is on your parents.
Right.
One of your feet is on your parents' foundation.
Yeah.
So
I
you're
agree.
going to be stable. At least one of your feet is going to be stable.
Hope so, yeah.
You know, you ain't going to be completely shaky.
But if you're in a single parent, though, a lot of kids, they say most of the kids. What do you say the kids you grew up with in Southwest probably was single parent? If you could come up with a percentage, what do you think? What, about 70?
Yeah,
About 70, 80?
Just 75. Because I want to really say 50, but yeah.
Yeah. And like in a single parent home, like, you helping your mom almost, you know what I'm saying? So that stability piece, man, like to be able to live without depending on your mom, without asking your mom for help, be able to take care of your own stuff.
And then, you know what I mean? And that's a two-way thing, right? That's two-sided thing because you can be a parent.
Boy.
Getting stability from your child is an extra set of income.
Yes.
So your 17-year-old got a job, you count that $200 extra dollars.
When you become dependent upon at 17, that's different.
You know what I mean?
That's
You're looking for your 17-year-old's check.
Yeah.
You got paid today, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, you know, maybe.
Yeah, you're going to drop me 300.
Yeah, give me your 200 that you know, going to give me for the month or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So now you're teaching that 17-year-old lesson to support your house. Everything costs. If you living somewhere, you got to pay.
Right.
But you're kind of hurting them.
Yeah.
In the sense that you're not letting them build up to be able to
live on their own, stable.
Live on their own. You know what I mean? Now, if you taking their $200 a month and you're putting it in an account for them, helping them save for their first car, or the deposit, that's completely different.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you're an adult and you need your 16-year-old's money to help pay the bills, you're in a bad situation.
Boy.
And you're teaching them, but you kind of hurting them a little.
Because you got to think, what do you think probably the average bills for a person is a month? Like with rent, utilities,
I mean,
and maybe they have their car note.
Maybe 15, maybe 100.
$1,500 a month.
Yeah, I mean low side.
Talking about for the full month, or you talking about every 2 weeks, like $1,500 a month?
I mean a month because some people don't make $1,500.
So you got to think, even with 15 or 1,000, that's 12,000, like 12 plus thousand a year.
Yeah, that's the base of everybody's money. Like,
now you get a house. You talking about getting a house and a mortgage and no car. That could be 24,000 or 30,000 a year just for the bills.
Yeah,
so, you know what I'm saying?
Then that's how you gotta break down
they
your
include
yearly
insurance.
salary, you know what I mean? So,
they ain't including insurance. You know what I'm saying? Some medical happen. We talking about just bills. Just, you know what I'm saying?
So you got 10,000, or rent is $1,000 a month.
I know, right? That's 12,000 right there.
So, I make $25,000 a year.
Go on,
I'm balling.
Slice half of that.
Well, slice half of that just for your
mortgage,
just to stay somewhere.
Or apartment now, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So now you making $15,000 a year?
Yeah.
That you gonna see?
Yeah. If that, because if you get a car note, that could be $700-800. You know what I'm saying?
And then you start chopping it like that.
Man.
Chop that 5,000 of that, miscellaneous.
Ugh. Groceries. Groceries might cost you $300 or $400 a month now.
Yep.
Especially if you got kids, you definitely spending $300 or $400 on groceries, bro.
So,
and that ain't even. That's
$20,000 of your salary.
Yeah. And you talking about 32,000 enough.
Taking care of what you need.
Yeah.
To be an independent adult.
Because even if you took away the bills, if you just didn't cook and you just went out to eat, you could spend $100 or more a week just on going out to eat. If you want to go out to eat every day.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, and that's just one person. I'm not talking about a family. We talking about just you going to get something from McDonald's or something like that, or Wendy's or something. I mean, you can spend $15 at Wendy's, man, no problem. You know what I'm saying? So that stability, man, is something to think about. Just think about the value of money, man, because everything going up. It never goes down once it go up. That's the thing people don't realize. They talking about eggs go up. Guess what? It's probably going to stay up. It's not going down. You know what I'm saying? You be paying $20 for eggs, bro, probably the next 20 years.
Coming back. The 4 for $4 coming back now.
Now they got the tackle box at $8 at Popeyes, man. Boy, that's crazy.
Hold
just
work
on
at
they
the
need to
Family
know.
Dollar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, baby, no, you don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting a job, you know, at the school district, cleaning up, you know what I mean, was a goal.
Boy.
You know what I mean? I was like, man, it's crazy.
Boy, for real. So, our next segment is called Realistic or Cap. This is something everybody needs to realize. As you get older, you cannot hold your bowel movements of gas like you were when you were younger. Is that realistic or cap?
Man, ask the marathon runner. You got 2 warnings.
Boy, grumble
And a rumble.
and a clinch.
And then you better run for it. You know.
You better run for it, run for it.
Because it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
When you got drawers in the back seat of your car in a Kroger bag. You know what I mean? What's that?
And it still smells.
What's that? That's your lunch? No.
And then I think too, I know for me as you get older, like the bathroom at your job becomes more important how clean it is. When you young, man, probably you don't even use the bathroom at work. Probably you probably can wait till you get home.
I can hold it like that.
Yeah. When you get older though, you're gonna use the bathroom at work. I don't care what nobody say. At least one time you're gonna use the bathroom at work. A day. I'm talking about a day. In a day. Cause you at home. You at work 8 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? You're not at home.
12. Yep.
Yeah. So if you don't get a chance to use the bathroom before you leave the house, what do you think you're gonna use the bathroom at? You know what I'm saying? And I say the older you get, man, the weaker you get. You can't clench like that you used to, man.
Boy.
And when it come, it come. Even when passing gas, man, you think you can hold it, man. Till it come out, man. Start seeping out, man.
In the elevator. And then, like, in a small office, you know what I mean? You get to know the people. Oh, it's 12 o'clock. Gerald going to the bathroom.
Yeah, but he healthy, though.
You know,
Yeah.
it's every morning at 12.
Yeah. I was like that. People like, oh, they go Mike going to the bathroom. Sure. How does she keep this body by Jake, man? Holding in bowel movements, man. Then another one is a 4-day work week. Is that a solution or is that a slippery slope?
I mean, I think
Because, people be pushing for their 4-day work week.
Yeah, I think it's a solution. You know what I mean? Can take down workplace stress.
You
Things
think
like
so?
that. But what about availability? You know what I mean? I don't want Walmart
It's
to
a
be
slippery slope.
I mean, like, so I want to work a 4-day work week, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want Walmart to work 4-day work weeks.
I mean, they can adjust it where some people be off on Monday, some people be off on Friday, though.
Yeah,
and they can rotate the
but,
schedule.
I want availability all the time and everywhere I go, so they can rotate their schedules and weekends and stuff like that. But I think, I just think it's a good thing. I mean, we may have to hire more people because
Coverage.
the coverage. We got more employees working less hours.
What do you think the slippery slope is? If you can see
what's
one.
the downfall of that? I don't really see any negatives. I mean, people are still working.
Man, the solution is, okay, you get that 1-day break, right? People say they workplace stress. First of all, I ain't never had a job where there's no kind of workplace stress anyway.
Yeah,
even on a 4-day work week, you still got to deal with them 4 days a week.
Yeah,
You know
we're
what
just
I'm
trying to reduce it, and not eliminate it.
So here go the slippery slope. If you give me 4, why not give me 3?
Okay, slippery slope.
Yeah, that's a slippery
You
slope.
work 5, why not work 6?
Right. They do that anyway. Some jobs, it's overtime, yeah. Yeah, you give me 4, why not give me 3?
You know what I mean?
If I'm working 8 hours, why not just let me work 4 hours?
Yeah.
Or you work the 4-day work week, and it's in the 4th day you can't even you be getting the halfway because it's your last day of work, so you get that late half a day. You know, it's people like that, man. It's gonna pull it, man.
Oh man, it's Friday, man. Cut us some slack. Actually, it's Thursday. Get back to work.
And then does that take away from PTO now? Because you're not working that 5 day, do they cut down on your vacation time that you get? They can take that away. You gotta think. I guess how you look at it, man. You know what I'm saying? Do your salary change when you work a 4-day work week because you're not working 40 hours now?
Yeah.
They can try to get you on that. Well, you was making 45. We're gonna take that 5 off now
Yeah.
and drop you down to 40.
Yeah.
So
But then it wouldn't be working. Then that would that would be counterproductive because you won't want people to work that overtime just to try to get that five back.
That's true.
So it ain't working.
Yeah. Yeah, it could go either way, man. It's gonna be pretty crazy if they actually go to that. I can see it going to that one day. I don't know why. I can see it going to a 4-day work week, man.
In most of the,
Cause they pushing for it hard.
in
man.
most of the more successful countries,
Yeah.
they have a 4-day work week.
Yeah. What do you do with that day though? With that fourth day though? Like what people would do with that though?
Whatever they want to.
Because if you ain't making that much money, you're not traveling. Like I said, if you're making like, 25, 30 grand, you get a 4-day work week, I would hope that you would take that day and try to figure out how to level up, man. You know what I'm saying? And not get stuck, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, I don't think they understand like hourly and salary. Some people think like they don't want to do salary. Depending on what your salary is, you know what I'm saying?
Now, it depends on how many hours you work a
Yeah.
week. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for
now,
sure.
if you putting in 16-hour days and you working salary, you're jipping yourself.
It depends on how much they paying you though.
No, you
Now they paying you 32 salary and you working 16-hour days. Yeah. Yeah. 16-hour days, bro.
16-hour days and you're making 150. You just got you working two jobs that make $60
But there's
an
people that work at 3M that work 16, probably more, or like Granny Mountain Quarries, and they don't even make 100-some thousand, bro.
Exactly. So anytime you do that,
Yeah.
anytime you work those hours outside over 80, you're doing yourself a disservice.
I see what you're saying with salary, yeah, because in the overtime, it just depends on what field you
But
in too.
you're outworking your pay.
Because some fields you in,
Cut your pay. When you work 16 hours a day, just cut your pay in half. That's what you really get paid.
but I'm saying some fields
That's
you
your
in,
salary.
some fields you in though, you may be there for 16 hours, but you're not working like if you worked at like Walmart or something like that, like
It's
at a
the
big
same.
box store. You think so?
Labor is the same.
No, I'm saying, but the labor, I'm talking about as far as like taxing, like let's say if you making 6 figures, right, and you working 16 hours, most jobs is making 6 figures. You're not doing manual like labor. It's more mental.
Okay.
You might end up being in a meeting for a long time.
Yeah, that's what they're selling you, but your time is money. Well,
But you making $100. That's what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, both sides of the fence. But I'm saying when you
you
look at
earned
it,
that.
right?
You got your skills, you got your education. You're worth that time. So they say you make $100,000 a year. When you work 16-hour days,
Yeah.
you cut your salary in half because you only making 50. You just got 2 jobs. You don't make $100,000. You got 2 jobs that pay 50 each.
So what I'm saying is, let's say like the superintendent, right?
Yeah.
Or the mayor or something like that, making like probably to make some money, good money, right? They have to sit in the meeting all night. You know the meetings you watch that be on Facebook? They sit in there all night. They probably making 6 figures, but you got to sit in that meeting. But you don't do it all the time, though.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
that's what I told. That's what if you do it the first Saturday or every month, or the first the second Friday we at meetings, and we gonna go to work at 6 o'clock, and we gonna get off at 1 or 2 in the morning. It's that one Saturday when you have that meeting. But if you consistently, if you do your hourly pay, like if you make $100,000 a year, and you do your hourly pay, I make this an hour, X.
Yeah.
Right? And then you was like, well, how much am I getting paid? That's calculated on 8-hour shifts, right?
Right.
Then you multiply that by the hours you working overtime,
Yeah.
and that's another 100,000. That's what they're getting for free from you.
I guess it's pros and cons, man, because I work both. Hourly jobs, I don't know, to me they seem like they suck because I never had an hourly job where it was cool, like the manager was cool, or they micromanage you. Most hourly jobs, like you only get like 30-minute breaks or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Like when you work salary, you get most salary jobs, you get like an hour lunch break. Bro, that's so long. It seems like it's not that long until you actually get an hour lunch break. You realize I can actually eat and ride around town and still come back to work and still have time left over. You know what I'm saying?
It depends on where you're working, on your location, or you have a campus or on-site cafeterias.
Yeah.
But you got to think about this, right? it's only the overtime factor. You know what I mean? Because if you work salary and you're
Yeah.
working overtime,
Yeah.
you're working for free.
I get that what you're saying, but I think sometimes sometimes
It's
though
just only.
the salary is like built into the salary. It depends on how you look at
No,
it,
no,
how
no,
you cut the
no,
orange.
but you're speaking from your experience in your
Yeah.
own situation.
Yeah.
Where that's they'll give you a little bump in salary to compensate those little overshifts you work.
Right.
But some jobs they don't have that.
No,
And
they
it's
don't.
Like,
Right.
You're like if somebody call in, you gotta work their shift, and that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it's like being a manager, store manager at Walmart
yeah,
or something.
I mean, you're
yeah.
making salary and you're clocking. You know what I mean? 80 hours a week, not 2 weeks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you're supposed to be 40. Now, some people work salary. They work 35-hour work weeks.
Yeah.
30, or they work from home.
Right. That's true.
And they come in like, yes, of course, salary is better. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's the situation. If you're working a lot of hours,
yeah, when
and
you make
work
over
a
a certain income too, it's just salary at that point. I mean,
yeah, not necessarily.
what salary that's over 50 that you at that point you making hourly?
I mean,
I'm talking about that's your. I mean, you bringing it home like it's not overtime
and you make over 50,000
and it's hourly.
hourly.
You clocking in, clocking out.
Like I know a lot of surgery nurses.
They clock in and clock out.
Yes, they clock in for the cases that
They
have
still
to work.
clocking in. Most people, when you making that much, you just come in and leave. You just coming in.
That's
and leave.
why you see those high dollar an hour that you think are made up.
Dude, that's the kind of get you to sign up for. But yeah,
You know what I mean? But that's what they like hourly get paid. They don't and they get paid per shift they work.
but is it salary or is it? Are they clocking in like a punch card? Like they clocking in at a time clock?
They punching in. Not all shift workers make.
No, I'm talking about like head nurses and stuff. They're not clocking in.
Yes.
They clocking in.
Yeah, like if
Like
they,
nurse assistants?
if they treat patients, a lot of times they clocking in. Well, look, correct me if I'm wrong.
I thought they were salary.
maybe the administrative nurses. You know what I mean? Maybe they don't.
Cause man, you got to think if they was paying if you a nurse and you making like 120 or something like that, and you was getting paid hourly like that, you think they wouldn't be milking the clock, bro? Yes.
Some people do.
Yes.
And some people do, and some people don't.
Yes.
But if you were making that kind of money, would you risk your salary? Milking the clock for an extra?
I'm not saying I would, but I'm saying
No, I mean
people do.
That's
People.
the mindset.
Yeah.
We give you okay, you know what I mean. We give you this money. We don't expect you to steal it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's illegal. Like if I'm making $10 an hour, $10 an hour is a lot of money for me. Cause I'm making $10 an hour. I can't lose an hour.
Yeah.
That's an hour of my life.
Boy.
And I'm trading it for $10. So that's
Boy.
meaningful to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You make $90 an hour.
Boy.
So I'm a steal 10 minutes because I make $90 an hour. Is it worth it? No,
it's not worth it.
It's worth the same amount. It's the same percentage
Yeah.
as the person making $10 an hour.
Yeah, young people look up salary jobs versus hourly jobs because there's a difference, man. Pros and cons to both. I work both.
I would agree that, salary, you're not on the clock, you're not watching the clock.
Man.
People, if you do your work, you're in control of your workload. You do your work, you finish the work,
You
go
maintain your
home.
time, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And it's no docking for that.
Right.
But if you're staying late
Boy.
every day,
Yeah.
everything you work after 5 o'clock is free. It's free.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? You're working for free. But every time you leave before 5, that's free money. Because it's in your salary.
Not if you clock. Oh, you salary. Okay, I see what you're saying.
no,
Your salary. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that shit clock out. So, our last segment is this. Would you rather have a great singing voice or a great production team?
As an R&B artist, as a rapper, or
Like, just think about, like, would you rather have Big Luther, Vandross's voice, or Keith Sweat production team?
yeah, I mean, like I'm going with the team because I'm not a
Yeah.
hard worker, and
Yeah.
I can be talented and really not have a big break.
Yeah. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you can be Milli Vanilli, right?
Yes.
Known worldwide. You know,
Yes.
selling out tours. They won a Grammy
Boy.
because their production team.
Yes.
They had the style, they had the dress, they had
Man.
people dressing them,
Everything.
choreographers,
Millie.
videos,
Vanilli.
pictures. You know what I mean? And they had.
If
and
you
they
just
didn't
watch
really
the
have
first
that
video, she said, "You really mean a lot to me. You mean a lot to me." You can barely speak English. Girl, you know it's true. They made millions though.
And that's one song. That's the value of a production team. How many people you know got perfect pitch, singing in the church, or singing, on the corner?
Boy. You think about Keith Sweat? Keith Sweat wasn't the best singer. Man, that dude had more hits, man.
You know what I mean?
Boy, that dude had some hits,
my God. Write a good song, you know what I mean? Or have a good writer. No, it's...
Then the beat. I mean, Keith Sweat had some hits.
Yes.
Young kids, go back and watch. Look at Keith Sweat. Dude had some hits, man. And he's still making hits, I think. He's still making. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And it make you think like, do I want to sing like Big Luther? Big Luther can sing with no music or nothing. He can just grab the mic and sing.
I mean, that's
But when you talking about selling records and making money, making hits, Keith Sweat was making them hits, man. You know what I'm saying? No problem. You think about Jodeci, you know what I'm saying? Had P. Diddy behind the production team, you know what I'm saying? Bad Boy, you know what I'm saying?
It's just, I promise, it's just hard to be in a group.
It is.
It
is hard to be in a group, yeah.
The more talented you are, the more y'all probably gonna break up.
You think so? Yeah. I can see that,
the more talented y'all are,
because you got to think
shine,
the pie split up.
And y'all gonna break away.
Yeah.
So, but you can make more money, together. And it's when one person
over time.
No, but if one person's down, you can kind of,
because Bobby Brown wouldn't have made the impact he would have made probably if he would have stayed with New Edition. When he did My Prerogative, bro, when he came out, man, dude went to a whole nother level, man. And he wasn't even the best singer. He had a production team, Teddy Riley.
Yeah, production team, you know what I mean? You got to, charisma.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He was just one of those...
he just wouldn't stop moving. Dude just could not stop moving. Like, him and MC Hammer,
right
they
things,
probably was neck and neck for, dancing. Like, them dudes could not stop moving, bro.
Yeah. Better dancer, athlete, you know what I mean? He had his whole appeal. I can't put... It's whatever the Star Factory is.
Yeah.
He had that.
Him.
So, you got to imagine, if you in a group and you kind of sick,
yeah,
we can cover for you singing or dancing. You know what I mean?
We can cover.
We don't have to stop the whole tour
for you
because you have the flu.
Right.
We don't miss no money. The bus keeps going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Then you guys got to make your health like steel. When it's all you got to be smart about what you eat, how you sleep. You got to move different. You know what I'm saying? When you in a group, you might not get no sleep. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel you. Like MC Hammer and Bobby Brown, one of them dudes should have made a workout tape like Tybo. One of them dudes should have made a workout tape back in the day. They probably still be making money off of it. Because MC Hammer, you watch his live shows, dude probably was in shape because he danced all the time. He probably didn't even have to lift weights or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That's just crazy.
Bobby Brown, he just could not stop moving. He wasn't ripped up or nothing, just skinny, but he just could not stop moving, bro. That every little step, man, it's like, dude, dance the whole video, he just moving. Even when he was just bouncing. I was like, man, that's crazy. But yeah, man.
So with a good team behind you,
yeah, you gotta have a good team,
you
man.
can really accomplish anything. You know what I mean? To be a front man, and people, I don't want to sound terrible, but people say hard work is the key, and this and that. You know what I mean? You gotta find your niche and you find your team.
Right.
They say, well, peer pressure. Well, you get some good peers.
That's true.
To support you. That's your team.
Yeah. Find people that's consistent, like people that all want to be consistent. Because that's the hard part. Like, you see these dudes, like, they have an entourage but the dude's not really doing nothing.
Yeah.
They just leeching off the money pretty much. It's like, dude, you can't be my manager. You can't even book my shows.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do the production. You can't learn how to do a beat machine. You just gonna sit around and just sit around and just look.
You know, like
what I'm saying?
when we got y'all, we paying people to move. I'm paying people to make the beats. I'm paying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got a IT guy. You know what I mean? Y'all could be those guys.
Exactly. So, but yeah, guys, pretty get ready to sign out. I want to say thanks for watching the podcast. Let us know anything you want to hear us talk about. Like, share, subscribe. We at 76 subscribers right now. Thank you for growing. We got to come up with a name for the community. Let us know in the comments what you think. About to sign out, man. Anything you want to say before we sign out?
No, love y'all.
Peace.